Have you ever wondered what your life might be different if you'd been born in another country or another time? Refugee by Alan Grant is a historical fiction novel that answers that question by introducing readers to three young people from very different cultures whose lives are shaped by historical events beyond their control. The novel follows Josef, a young Jewish boy living in Nazi Germany in 1939. Isabel, a Cuban girl growing up during the economic and political struggles of Cuba in 1994, and Mahmoud, a Syrian boy whose family is forced to leave their home during the Syrian civil war of 2015. Although their stories take place in very different decades, each character offers a window into the traditions, values, and daily life and family relationships within their own culture. One of the strengths of this novel is that readers experience each culture through the eyes of a young person. Yosef's story introduces readers to Jewish life before and during the Nazi persecution. Isabel's stories highlights the importance of music, family, and community in Cuban culture. Mahmoud's story helps readers better understand Syrian family life, the impact of war, and the resilience of people trying to preserve their identity while adapting to new countries. Rather than focusing on a major historical event, the novel shows how culture influences the ways family makes decisions, celebrates traditions, and support one another and maintain hope during difficult times. I'm choosing a section from the book about Yosef. For the safety of Jews, Schleindich told them, the same way the Gestapo took the Jews into protective custody. Another fireman stood beside the one who held Yosef's arm, blocking out the sun, and between them was Otto Schleindich himself. Just the boy we're looking for, Schleindich said. You come with us. What? Why? Yosef asked, looking up at the two big men around him. Yosef felt guilty, and he was immediately mad at himself for it. Why should he feel guilty? He hadn't done anything wrong. He remembered feeling this way back home, too, whenever he passed the Nazi on the street. In Germany, you were just being Jewish was a crime, and here, too, apparently. Your parents' cabin must be searched, Slindek said. You have a key? Yosef nodded, though he didn't want to. These men were adults, and they were Nazis. One he'd been taught to respect, the other he'd been learned to fear. I chose this section because it illustrates how Alan Gantz places a fictional family into a real historical event, although Yosef's perspective and readers experience not only the fear of persecution, but also the traditions, hopes, and family relationships that were central to Jewish life. These historical events allow readers to develop empathy by connecting emotionally with characters whose experiences are grounded in real history. Reading Refugee alongside Anne Frank's biography strengthened my understanding that history is more than just dates and conflicts. Both books remind us that every historical event affects real people with unique languages, customs, beliefs, and family traditions. Learning about these cultures helps readers recognize both our differences and our shared humanity. I highly recommend Refugee for middle and high school students. It is an engaging novel that encourages readers to appreciate cultural diversity while developing empathy for people whose lives and traditions may be very different from their own. It reminds us that understanding another culture begins by listening to the stories of the people who live within it.